This is gonna be the hardest rebuild challenge I've ever done, because today, not only are we gonna rebuild a 0 overall team, we are gonna do it with only 7th round picks. So we're gonna have to find a way to make this into a good team with really low end draft picks and a lot of budget free agents, because this team is gonna get expensive, having to build the team with mostly free agents. And we're gonna try to see if we can take this team from a 12 overall to a Super Bowl champion, of course with a ton of restrictions. And massive shout out to Head Start NFL for the suggestion of today's video. Their link is in the description. And of course, if you want to shout out just like that one, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. And we've been doing really well with all the like goals lately, so be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed today's video. It sounds stupid, but it really does help out the channel, and it takes you like 2 seconds. So let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes. It'll let me know y'all enjoy this video, and I might do a very similar one soon. I do have one in mind, so if we hit 1,500 likes, I will do that. And of course, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because all I post are rebuilds. So if you like rebuilds, you're definitely in the right place. Thanks for 21K. And once we hit 25K, I'll have to do something special. But that's enough of that, and let's get into this rebuild. There is literally no prep I have to do for this one. I've already done everything. The only thing I want to show before we get into this is, y'all know how 0 overall rebuilds go. Y'all have seen them before. We got absolutely smoked in the preseason, and that's how the rest of this season is probably gonna go. If you're getting beat 132-0 by the Browns, there's something wrong. Just a little bit. But I guess we'll just get straight to the end of year 1, and we will see what the stats of the team look like after the year. They're gonna be ugly. Fair warning. Okay, well, shockingly, we finish 0-17. Who would have guessed? We had 0.3 points per game and 92.2 points per game allowed. What is that, like a negative 1,500 point differential? That's disgusting. And we're not going to spend much time on the stats. Y'all have seen a 0 overall rebuild before, but they are also always interesting to look at least to me. Danny Etling with 0 touchdowns, 1,000 yards somehow, and 63 interceptions. I don't even know how he had 1,000 yards. I don't know how receivers can catch the ball with 0 catching, 0 awareness. And I don't know how players can run with like 0 speed, 0 acceleration. It feels like they just wouldn't be able to move or catch ever, or even throw. Danny Etling has like 0 throw power, or maybe he's playing with 250. Yeah, okay. 254 deep accuracy. Makes sense. And our leading rusher was all of these guys with 0 yards, because our actual leading rusher was LaMichael Pirine with negative 293 yards. Good season there. Tanner Gentry, 300 yards. Probably better than he's done in real life, which is kind of depressing. Ben Braden was actually good. Only 4 sacks allowed. Can't say the same for the rest of the O-line. And on defense, low-key, not as many tackles as I expected from one player, but still a ton. 0 tackles for loss, 0 sacks, 0 picks. Actually, some pass deflections. Matt Amendola, a kicker, I'm pretty sure, playing like a stud, that's for sure. And did MVP go to a division rival? No, surprisingly. I thought it would go to like Russ or Justin Herbert, but it goes to Lamar Jackson. That's interesting. He's kind of playing like a borderline MVP in real life. He's been really good, which I'm surprised about in their new system. But that's all for us to look at this year, and let's get into the offseason, where we are definitely going to have to upgrade this team, at least like 70 overall, which is insane. What an insane thing to say, but it's true. But that's an interesting Super Bowl. The Cowboys beat the Patriots 25-24. This game just loves the Cowboys I mean, they were good to start off the year, but I don't know, man. In the Patriots, they've been awful this year, and I didn't expect that. I'll admit I was wrong. I thought the Patriots were going to be good. I thought Mac Jones would have a bounce back, not having to play with Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator anymore, but no, he looks arguably worse than last year. He's looked okay the last like couple games, but still. Yeah, I don't know about that Super Bowl Madden, but I guess I also don't know about a 0 overall team. Maybe that would skew things just a slight bit. Oh yeah, they picked up, never mind. The Patriots picked picked up Patrick Mahomes. That's a lot of P's in that sentence. So yeah, that'll definitely help him out. But obviously nobody to re-sign. So let's see what we can do in free agency. Hopefully there's some good players. Ooh, okay. Yes, there are. But a lot of older players, as you would probably expect. Still some players I want, though. And you know what? If y'all have seen my What If Every Starting Quarterback Retired video, which I think is a severely underrated video, that one was crazy. That one was a lot of fun. Tyler Huntley was my MVP for that rebuild. He, in my opinion, is like the best performing backup in this game. The Bengals picked him up and he became a stud. I don't think he ever even won MVP, but he was always like the runner-up and was just consistently really good every year. So, assuming we can't get a quarterback in the draft, he might be our guy next year. Also, I'm clearing the cap penalties. I don't want to have to deal with that too. That just seems unfair. But these are the players we're going to go for in free agency, at least like week 1. We might go for more once like more money frees up. Actually, what if I close out a franchise? Will it update our cap space? Because we should have a lot more. Like, we have nobody on this team. We should have almost max cap space. Okay, no, it didn't free up more, but it might next week. But these are the players I'm going to go for to start out. It's going to be L'Jarius Sneed, Kadarius Toney. Going to bring back 2 Chiefs here. This was before I had my custom rosters fully updated when I originally made this 0 overall team. So Kadarius Toney is a little bit of a high overall, but we can just pretend he developed to that overall. We can pretend that he became a stud with the new team he went to. We're also going to go for Lloyd Cushenberry, which is one of my favorite names in the NFL, and of course Tyler Huntley. Let's see if we can sign these players, and all of them sign except for Lloyd Cushenberry. So we get L'Jarius Sneed and Kadarius Toney back, and we bring in Tyler Huntley. That'll be interesting. Hopefully he can do pretty well, but if not, maybe there'll be a good QB in free agency another year, because I don't know if we're going to get a good one in the 7th round, I'm going to be honest. And then Lloyd Cushenberry does sign, so now, let's see if it'll update. Okay, it says we have 208 mil right there even. But if I go into free agent, oh, it must have just updated when I was, okay, that's nice actually. Okay, we're not even going to go too overboard for this free agent class because it could be stronger in the next couple years, of course. I mean, we're going pretty hard here, but we could obviously go a lot harder. We have 137 million more, but we're going to go for Travis Kelce. We're going to try to bring him back. Austin Eckler, Patrick Queen, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Grant Delpit, Damian Lewis, Jeff Okudah, and Jonah Williams. We're trying to turn this into an actual NFL roster, and this is a pretty good start. We will still have some holes to look for in the draft too. I'm trying to leave some options open. I should actually go for at least like 1 D lineman too. We won't have any still. Okay, how about Felix Anudike-Uzomah? That'll work. We'll see if we can develop him into a good player. Another Chief coming back that didn't get re-signed by whatever team he went to. But let's see if we can sign any of these players. Actually, not many of them sign, it looks like. We still have the lead for all these guys, but we get Austin Eckler and we get Patrick Queen, Grant Delpit. Okay, a few did sign for sure. Damian Lewis too. I don't think we even missed anyone. I think everyone either didn't sign yet or signed with us, so that's nice. But we still have the lead for all these guys, and we are out of simulations. So let's go to the next week and we'll see who signs. Okay, we get Travis Kelce. We get... Did Donovan Peoples-Jones just sign? I think he did. Felix Anudike-Uzomah. So I think that was everybody there. Jeff Okudah and Jonah Williams. Do you guys want to sign or not? Okay, it looks like they do finally sign. So now, I mean, our team should be looking pretty decent. Are we actually a 79? I mean, of course, we'll still have holes on the team, but it should be a lot better. Okay, why did we have, like, only receivers on our practice squad? What? That wasn't my decision, but apparently that's, like, all we had. I guess we had some D linemen, too, and a safety, Chamari Connor, but this is definitely a good starting point for the team. So now, let's get to the draft, and hopefully there's some good players that slipped or, like, good potential undrafted players. Just good value picks. That's what we're hoping for. But now, wait, here in the draft, we have the number 7 overall pick. Or no, we have, what? I just saw the number 7. We don't pick until the 7th round. I was trying to figure out why I need to, like, not record these right after I wake up. I was trying to figure out why the Patriots have the number 1 pick, but they were in the Super Bowl. We traded them our 1st round pick. So not only did they get the number 1 overall pick from us, but they also got Patrick Mahomes. So that's cool. We made a super team. That's the team that needed to be a super team. The team that was a super team for like 20 years. That's cool. But let's get to our first pick. God, this just takes forever. It's so painful. But now with our first pick, what do we want to do here? Okay, there are some players that fell. I didn't look at any of these guys because I didn't know who was going to fall. It is mostly receivers here, like all receivers. Kai Booth actually looks decent, maybe. But who do we want to go with our number one pick? I'm not going to show like a lot of these picks probably because none of them are going to be super interesting. It's going to be, oh, another normal dev, not super great looking player every single time. But I will show a few, and I think our first pick is going to be Deon Tompkins. We really need defensive line, and this guy looks solid. He's good strength, good vertical jump for whatever that's worth, for a defensive tackle at least. And he has like fine ratings. He has bad injury though, which who cares at this point? I don't. He's good tackle at least at a B. He's a player, that's for sure. Normal dev. He might start, probably. I think he will. I think he'll be an okay overall. He'll probably be like a 68 or something. That's the level we're at here. And I guess with the second pick, we'll go with an interesting player in Jose Gaither. God, he looks terrible. Maybe we won't because he just looks so bad, but he does have good speed. He is the fastest receiver available, I guess. There is also, it is Larry McIntosh. He also doesn't look very good though. So I guess we just have to pick our poison here, kind of literally. We'll go with Jose Gaither because he looks a little better. He is a little older, I think, but fuck it. Jose Gaither out of Southern Utah. Southern Utah. All right, normal dev, but 95 speed is interesting. Also 70 change of direction. I guess we're going to be sending him on go balls and go balls only. And now let's go with Dwight Kelly. He's interesting. He might be okay. He has great speed. He ran a 4.4 at the combine, 4.37 at his pro day, and has A to C awareness, which is probably a C, but that's fine. And then A to C man coverage, which is probably a C, but again, that's fine. If they are any higher, this guy could be legitimately good, but even if they are just a C, which is likely, the speed is nice and he might be decent. So let's go with Dwight Kelly. Normal dev again, but I like the speed. That's about it. He's 51 strength. And let's go with Kai Booth for maybe the last pick we're going to take here. He was the one I said looked interesting because he has some decent ratings, like A break tackle, and that's about where the interesting ratings stop. That's about it. But I mean, it says like A to C release. I mean, imagine that's an A. Like B to D deep route, maybe that's a B. I don't know. We'll take him. Oh, he does have hidden dev. Okay. You know what? We'll take 24. Shout out Sky Moore, I guess, for having one of the worst numbers in the NFL. Sky Moore, I think I said this in the last rebuild. Sky Moore and Rashid Shaheed, fuck both of them for their number choices. I mean, maybe there's some deep sentimental meaning to their numbers. They look ugly on a receiver. It hurts my brain. 24 and 22 aren't great receiver numbers. But either way, Kai Booth, I'm glad he has a hidden dev because I was getting a little depressed there, not gonna lie. And then maybe with the last pick we're gonna take here, we're gonna hope for maybe another dev trait. I mean, a lot of the time, if you take like a player that's falling, they'll be like a really low overall, like a 66 or something. But I've noticed that a lot of the time they will have a dev trait. Now that I said that, this guy's gonna suck and not have a dev trait. But Darrell Scott is the highest, I guess, projected player. He was supposed to go in the 2nd to 3rd round, is still available, and I see why he's still available. He looks like ass, but I don't know, maybe he has a dev trait. So last pick I'm gonna take a few more and then probably just simulate the rest, but let's go with Darrell Scott. All right, normal dev, cool. He's probably not great. Also wearing number 20. I might cut him, we'll see. But now I'll see y'all for the draft recap. Ooh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to switch up my strategy apparently for the next few years because some of these picks weren't great. Deon Tompkins is only a 64 overall, our first pick. It said he had like B power moves or something, right? Maybe it said C, I don't know. He had like B tackle. Yeah, he's not very good. He's a 64 overall. Jose Gaither is awful. Dwight Kelly's all right. Is Gaither the one that had hidden, or was it might have been Booth. I think it was Kai Booth. So yeah, we'll take that. I guess we might start him, although probably not. Darrell Scott is a 68. He's not bad. I don't want to talk about these picks. And then I just simulated the rest out, which I maybe should have done to begin with, and the CPU actually took a few decent receivers with the last couple picks. Eric Black, a 70 overall. We are going to have so many receivers. And then Jazeer Long, also a 70 overall. Both of them normal. well, unfortunately, but they both look solid. But yeah, the strategy might change from me picking to me just picking a few players, like 3, and then simulating the rest out, because apparently I don't know what I'm doing in the 7th round, aside from like a couple picks. So now let's get into year 2, and hopefully the team can be at least a little better than 0.3 offensive points per game and 92 points per game allowed. Hopefully. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. A 76 overall upgrade from last year. And we actually have a little bit of a quarterback controversy. Tyler Huntley I have seen do well in this game, but we have Dalton Butler who has hidden dev. I am intrigued by the hidden dev. Unfortunately, he didn't get any snaps in the preseason, which sucks, because I would have liked to compare their stats, but Tyler Huntley was pretty good. God, I just wish Dalton Butler got some playing time so I could see if he did well. You know what? We'll just stick with Tyler Huntley. Butler's only a 58 overall. It's going to be really hard for him to develop. He is only 21 years old, though. You know what? I think the dev trait is fun. We're going to give Butler a chance. If he sucks at the midseason, we'll just throw Tyler Huntley back in. But I want to see if we can potentially develop Butler into... I mean, this is our chance at a really good QB. He is only a 58, but he's also only 21 with a hidden, so we'll see what happens there. And then the rest of the team is looking solid. I mean, y'all have seen me add all these players. I did move Kai Booth to tight end. He was our best blocking receiver, and we had 7 receivers that I wanted to keep, so I just moved Booth to tight end. And then the defense isn't great looking, honestly. I signed Mikhail Garland out of free agency. He had a star dev, which is weird that sometimes if, like, players go undrafted, it reveals their dev trait if they're in free agency. I don't know why, but hopefully we can turn him into a good player too. We really didn't get many dev traits from the draft, though. I mean, just the QB and then Foster at running back and Booth at now tight end, I guess. But it's better than nothing, I guess. So now let's get to the midseason point of year number 2. I guess technically year 1. No, it's year 2. We'll call it year 2. So let's get to the midseason point and we will see how this team can do. Okay, well, maybe starting Butler is a mistake because we are 0-6 at the midseason. I mean, we still don't have a great team. We are a 76 overall, but that's tough. That is definitely tough. And yep, Dalton Butler is definitely the problem. Okay, we are benching him. He is awful. We will try again with a different, hopefully hidden dev QB. The line, oh my God, Jonah Williams. The line isn't doing him any favors. Jonah Williams is on pace to allow like 30 sacks, 33 sacks, I think, or at least 30-ish. So let's trade him and let's start Tyler Huntley for sure. You know, I had to give the hidden dev QB experiment a try. It just definitely didn't work out. Okay, we're trading Jonah Williams straight up for Marcus Jones. He's just a backup for them. I mean, he's their 4th corner, so we will take it. He'll be a starter for us, and now we have a hole at left tackle, but I mean, pretty much anything will be better than Jonah Williams was doing. Pretty much anything. So now we are definitely looking better, and let's get to the end of year number 2. Okay, well, in year number 2, hey, I mean, we won, I guess, 3 times as many games as we won in the first half of the season. I mean, 3 times 0 is 0, so that doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. We finished 3-14. That's not great, believe it or not, but it's better than we were doing in our best stretch of games so far. Tyler Huntley actually ended up being all right. 18 touchdowns, 9 picks, 2,600 yards. If we can't find a better one, we'll just probably keep him. Dalton Butler, that experiment didn't work out. Austin Eckler, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He was good. Travis Kelce, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Not many receiving yards for our receivers, though. Eric Black was the rookie I started. He was fine. Yo, blocking was actually pretty good outside of, you know, Jonah Williams. Jerron Christian was much better. He was actually like borderline good. He straight up was good, low-key. We might re-sign him and keep him next year. Also, Darian Hall was really good too. The rest of these guys were okay. Damian Lewis was fine. Cushenberry was meh, but definitely a few players did well there. Patrick Queen led the team with 137 tackles. Tackles for loss, 14 for Felix, 11 for Ramon Baber, and then sacks, 3.5 for Felix and Baber, and then 1 for a few players, and that's it. Not great there. And interceptions, 5 for Patrick Queen, but he had more than the rest of the team combined. 2 for Marcus Jones, and I don't know how many of them were with us or with the Patriots. I would guess probably both were with the Patriots, but I don't know. And then L'Jarius Sneed with 1, and that's it. Not great there. Our defense is terrible. And MVP goes to Joe Burrow. No Chiefs up there. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Joe Burrow. No Chiefs. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Isaiah Simmons on the Bengals. All right. Patrick Queen at 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Darren Holiday for the Bills. Eric Black at number 5. Damon Foster at number 10. I think that was our backup running back who had a dev trait in Tremaine Duval, fitting name for being on the Jaguars, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Niles Henley, one of our backup linebackers at number 5, and then Ramon Baber at number 10. Not great. Not a great season. I thought we would do a lot better, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we would be like 7-10-ish, but no, 3-14. That's not great. But we still have a ton of money to work with, and we are gonna head into free agency where hopefully we can add some big pieces to this team. And in the Super Bowl, the Bengals beat the 49ers 35-28. I'm pretty sure that's a Super Bowl rematch, and the Bengals do get a Super Bowl win here, so good for them, I guess, but I'm not feeling great about our team. And for re-signings, I mean, it's just a lot of backups here. I re-signed the corner with the dev trait, and then our right guard that did really well already. At the midseason, I re-signed both of them. I guess we'll re-sign Niles Henley because he was up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, he doesn't re-sign. All right, cool. Fuck you too then. Jaron Christian, I definitely want back, but I only want him back for 1 year. I'm not gonna lie. 1 year, 6.7 mil, and he doesn't take it. We could look to bring him back in free agency because he was good, but I don't want to pay him for a few years. I'm not going to tag him, obviously. That's almost 30 mil a year. And how did Tony Vaughn do? Did he play at all? He allowed 6 sacks. I wish it would show us his snaps. I don't think he did well, though. I think he allowed that in like 400 snaps or something. So that's not great. So I think we'll just let all those guys go, and let's see what we can do in free agency. I hope there are some good players, but I know sometimes there aren't in year number 2. Okay, there definitely are at least a few. There's Aaron Donald here, which is like the major one, obviously. There are also some QBs. There's Jared Goff. There's Jordan Love, Trey Lance. There's some pretty good receivers. This isn't too bad. It's really old, though. Ooh, Defensive Player of the Year, Isaiah Simmons. How did he not get Superstar Dev? We might sign him, though. All right, well, I'll look through here. Julian Love has Superstar Dev. I'll look through here, and we'll see what we can do. But we are really going to try to upgrade the team this year. We are going for a lot of players here. We're going to go for Aaron Donald. Now, unfortunately, there are a lot of other teams interested, obviously, and he's not interested in joining the team. So I don't think we're going to get him, but we might as well try. I mean, we're probably tied with all those teams. It doesn't show our offer because, I don't know, I guess it's just the same as all those, the same level. I did very player friendly, I'm pretty sure, but I doubt we'll get him, honestly. Joel Bitonio, obviously our offensive line wasn't very good, aside from a couple players. So we'll try to get Joel Bitonio. I went for Chris Godwin, and he had like the Cowboys or somebody super interested, like 5 bars or whatever. So we're going to go for D-Hop. He doesn't have anybody interested in him. So we'll try to bring in DeAndre Hopkins. Wyatt Teller, another Browns guard available. They always just become super broke in this game from the Deshaun Watson contract. So we will benefit from their downfall, hopefully, and sign both of their guards. We'll see. Because that's like the best guard duo in the NFL. I mean, maybe. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith have both been really good this year, and I'm sure there are others, but I mean, Bitonio and Teller are a lot more proven together, at least. Javon Holland, we're also going to go for. Safety isn't like the thing I'm most concerned about, but it would be an upgrade. We're going to try to sign the Defensive Player of the Year in Isaiah Simmons, at least the AFC Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to try to sign Matt Judon because we had like no pass rush last year. We're going to try to sign Sam Cosmi. I think we would put him at right tackle. And assuming we get all 5 of these guys, or all 4 of these guys, including Jaron Christian, I mean, that should complete our offensive line, unless, of course, we want to upgrade over Jaron Christian if he does suck. But he was really good last year, so I don't know. So let's see if we can sign any of these players. I hope we can get at least most of them. And, ooh. Okay, we get Javon Holland, Isaiah Simmons, Matt Judon, and Sam Cosmi. Aaron Donald goes to the Steelers. We do really need a defensive tackle, low-key. I should go for another one. How about Oso Odigizua? He's been good this year in real life. Doesn't have a dev trait here, unfortunately, but he's not a bad overall. I could also go for DJ Reader, but I feel like he would be harder to get. And we're not going to be able to get Wyatt Teller, unfortunately. Or maybe even D-Hop. Or Joel Bitonio. The Texans are really cucking us here. Shout out Andrew Tate. Or no, whatever. Close enough. They're the same person in my mind. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get D-Hop. I mean, we need a receiver. whatever. We might have to just sign him for 5 years. The reason I can't get like a green offer is because I'm trying to give him at least, or at most, like a 2-year deal because he's 33 years old. But this contract we're offering him would be signing him until he's 20 or 38 fucking years old. That's not realistic, but that's just Madden for you. It makes you do shit like that. And I still don't even think we'll get him, honestly, but we might as well try. So let's see if we can get Joel Bitonio, D-Hop, Oso Digizua, and Jaron Christian. Also, why do we have more money now? Oh, I guess because I backed out a Wyatt Teller. Is Cam Robinson good in this game? I feel like he would be a decent guard in real life. Oh, he was really good for the Jags last year. We'll bring him in to play guard somewhere. So now let's see if we can sign this group of players. So it looks like everyone signs except Odigizua and Christian, and we don't get D-Hop. He goes to the Texans, goes back home, I guess. But we do get Cam Robinson, and were we still waiting on Sam Cosmi? I think we were. Was there someone else that we just didn't get? I don't know. Wyatt Teller goes to the Lions, unfortunately. Dante Fowler back to the Jags, the team that drafted him, I'm pretty sure. And now we do sign Odigizua and Jaron Christian. So not exactly the group of free agents I wanted originally, but I guess it was close enough. We got most of them. We just didn't get Aaron Donald, D-Hop, or Wyatt Teller, like 3 of the biggest ones. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, we had Damian Lewis already. I mean, he's played center before. Maybe we could put him there and trade Cushenberry. I guess that'll work, but it's not necessarily a bad thing to have too many linemen. I might just keep all of them and put, like, bench one of the starters if they play like shit. That's probably a good strategy, actually. I'll do that. I won't trade anyone. I should do that more often, actually. Because sometimes you'll get, like, a 90 overall lineman that'll allow 15 sacks in a season at right guard or something. But you can also put, like, a quarterback there and they'll allow, like, 2 sacks because EA. But anyways, we're looking solid. And now let's get to the draft. But now in the draft with our first pick, what are we going to do here? There is one draftable QB, luckily, and that is Chris Hookland. I've never seen that last name in my life, but he looks, honestly, I wouldn't guess that he's decent. He looks pretty bad. Does he have good, oh, he does have elite throw power. Okay. He's also the fastest QB still available, so pretty good physical skills, and his other ratings aren't super great, but it is what it is. He's going to be our obvious first pick here. Let's go with Chris Hookland. Ooh, and he has hidden dev. Are we going to pull the same mistake we did last year? Maybe. We might try to develop him. And there is a playmaker receiver with good deep route running here. I don't know. I'm bad at picking receivers, apparently. Let's just go with Earl Hill. Normal dev, cool. We're not really going to get much value from these picks anymore anyways. I mean, really the only starter we could get is probably at defensive tackle, and I did scout a few of them. Do any of them look good though? Not really. Ooh, whoa. Okay, Ricky Callaway looks awful, but he's interesting. His A finesse moves 4.69 speed, has elite agility, speed, and acceleration. I don't know, he's not going to be a good overall, but he looks fun. So let's go with Ricky Callaway. Also out of Ole Miss, I think that's where the QB was from. He does have hidden dev. 82 speed for a defensive tackle is insane. 85 excel, 83 agility. He's only 266 pounds. You know what? He might be a good defensive end. We'll see. And now this will be the last pick I'll show, because I want an actual defensive tackle. I'll just simulate it after this, but that guy will probably be a defensive end. Is there a good-looking defensive tackle, though? Like, at all? Not really. We took the best-looking one, and now everyone else just looks like shit, kinda. Let's go with Tyler Irons. He looks okay. He has solid ratings, and he has pretty good strength. He's a defensive end. We'll move him to defensive tackle. He's gonna be our last pick here. Tyler Irons out of Washington. Normal dev, but good strength. He might be a decent overall. We will see. But now, let's get to the end of the draft, and hopefully we ended up with some good players. But here's how we did in the draft. Chris Hookland is a 66. I feel bad for Tyler Huntley. I mean, he did well when we played him, but I want a QB we can develop into a good player, like a true superstar, and try to win, like, Offensive Rookie of the Year or something, and Chris Hookland might be our opportunity to do that. But again, if he sucks at the midseason, we'll just give it to Tyler Huntley again. I feel bad for doing that to Tyler Huntley, because I know he can do well. It's just, I want that upside more than anything else. But Hookland doesn't look bad. 94 throw power. The awareness sucks, and his accuracy isn't great, but we'll see what happens there. Earl Hill is a 69 overall. Nice. And I don't know if I guessed that Ricky Callaway would be a 69 overall, but that's what I was thinking in my head. I might have said he'll probably be a I don't know. I don't remember, but he was a 66 at defensive tackle and did go up to a 69. 69 at defensive end. So, I mean, that's a legitimately good pick, especially because he does have the hidden dev. I might try to look for players like him more often, though. I don't know if there ever are players like him, really, but he's interesting for sure. And then I did take these two players, actually. Alex Rice is a 69, which is whatever, and then Orlando Kendricks is only a 60, but he does have hidden dev at least. Also, he had like 439 speed or something and only has 90 speed. I hate this game. That's so fucking dumb that can be a thing. And then I simulated the rest of the draft out. The CPU didn't really get anyone that good. I mean, it drafted a lot of safeties, that's for sure. As it always, why does it do that? I noticed that a lot, actually. If I simulate, like, when we have a lot of picks, it'll pick a shitload of safety, even if we already have too many. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, decent draft. We got a few players that'll contribute for sure. And let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. We're looking good. I mean, we're an 81 overall. We're obviously 81 overall better than we started with. And really, this team doesn't have many problems anymore. I will say we definitely could use a better QB, but that's why we're trying out Hookland. Hopefully he can turn into a really good QB. And I will say we also do need a number 1 receiver. I mean, Kadarius Toney as your number 1 receiver isn't great by any means. And then on defense, again, y'all have seen everything. I don't need to go through and name off everyone we've signed, but it's a good group overall. Our defense is actually better than our offense now. Last year, our defense was like a 73 overall. Now it's an 83. So it's looking pretty good. But now let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and hopefully we can do well, and hopefully Hookland can do well, or else we're going to be benching him again for Tyler Huntley. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 3, we are 3-4. Now, unfortunately, we are getting kind of owned by the Raiders here. Our first game of the year was a loss to them, and our last game in week 7 was also a big loss to them. So half of our losses have come to the Raiders, but I mean, we're doing all right. We have an all right team at an 81 overall, and we are doing all right, so that's about fair. And Chris Hookland's actually doing pretty well. 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 picks. I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year, but he's doing well. Austin Eckler's not doing very well, though. Travis Kelce's doing really well, and Eric Black is doing pretty well. The O-line is holding up for sure. We are getting 0 pressure, and we have 4 total interceptions, so we might switch the defensive playbook at the end of the year. The Chiefs playbook used to be good in this game, but now it's absolute dog shit for some reason. Yeah, we have the 31st defense in the NFL. Let's just change it now. It couldn't really get worse. It looks like the Browns have the best defense right now, at least for the teams that have only played 6 games. The Cowboys are the best defense for teams that have played 7 games. They only have 9 sacks, though, with like Micah Parsons there and probably DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm good. Let's try out the Browns. Or should I just go with the Bills? The Bills are like the one that's always good for me. And the Browns, sometimes I use that defensive playbook and it sucks. Why do I keep going to the depth chart? Am I okay? Adjust lineup. They didn't move it again, did they? Like, no, I don't think so, but I keep clicking the wrong thing. But we'll try out the Bills defense. Hopefully that works out. Unfortunately, Hookland only has star, but I mean, that's what I expected. I'm not really surprised that he only has star. Any other dev traits revealed, though? I don't think so. We do have a lot of dev traits, just none of them are starters. Callaway might have superstar. He's developing pretty quickly. We also have McKee, Rayford at safety, Smith at running back, Kelly at tight end, Alexander at tackle. We have a lot of dev traits, just none of them are great players. But we have some re-signings to make here. Are there any important ones? Marcus Jones, Damian Lewis, Travis okay, there are definitely some pretty important ones. Marcus Jones, we might be able to upgrade there. Same with Damian Lewis. How's he doing, though? I keep clicking the wrong button for everything. It just really wants me to see the depth chart for some reason. Or I just really want to. I don't know. This year he's been good, but yeah, we'll re-sign him. 2 years, 14 mil if he takes this, and he does. Cool. Travis Kelce, we will go... God, I don't want to sign him to that long of a deal. How about 2 years, 31 mil? And he doesn't take it. We might have to up the money more, or we'll just re-sign him at the end of the year. Same with Matt Judon. That's probably a better strategy, honestly. So that's all we have to worry about there, and now let's get to the end end of year number 3, and we'll see if we can finish the year strong. I hope so. Okay, well, unfortunately, in year number 2, no, this is year 3, I'm stupid. We finished 7-10. Now, our defense got a tiny bit better. We finished as the 29th defense in terms of points per game, but our offense went all the way down to 23rd. So, part of that looks like because of the run game. It looks like Austin Eckler's definitely regressed here. I mean, he has in terms of overall, but I mean his play too. So we're probably going to be looking for a running back in the offseason, but let's check out our season stats. We'll see what the problem was. Chris Hookland definitely regressed in the second half of the year too. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 15 picks. Yeah, he was much better in the first half. That kind of sucks. I was hoping he could win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Austin Eckler wasn't even bad though. 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4.2 yards per carry. That wasn't the problem. It looks like just QB play fell off a cliff. And our defense still wasn't great, but Eric Black was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. I wish he did that as a rookie because that could have gotten him a dev trait. And Travis Kelce, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Donovan Peoples-Jones was fine. Tony didn't do much. Ooh, okay. We are replacing Jerron Christian for sure. 17 sacks allowed. 11 for Cosme is bad too. The interior was good though at least, but the tackles were awful. Isaiah Simmons led the team with 150 tackles. Tackles for loss, 16 for Felix Anudike Uzama, 13 for Odigizua, 10 for Judon. And sacks, Matt Judon with 10 led the team. He was pretty good, but only 4 for Felix, and that's it. Where was... Ricky Callaway with only 3 tackles for loss and half a sack and almost 500 snaps. He played a lot. Damn, he also only has star dev. That definitely sucks. I mean, he has all the good traits, but yeah, just didn't perform very well. And interceptions, 3 for Simmons, 2 for Queen, and 1 for a few players. So I definitely want Judon back, but we need a better number 2 pass rusher. Maybe we can address that in the offseason. But I think, yeah, our big targets in the offseason are definitely going to be maybe QB, but definitely left tackle, a number 1 receiver, and a pass rusher. But yearly awards, MVP goes to Josh Allen. Randy Chamberlain, I'm guessing a rookie QB for the Raiders at number 2. Maybe he was there last year, I don't know. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. Defensive player of the year goes to TJ Watt. Isaiah Simmons at number 6. Offensive rookie of the year does go to Randy Chamberlain. Chris Hookland at number 3. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Anthony Morale. Did all division rivals win awards? Raiders, oh, I guess a division rival didn't win defensive player of the year, but Bosa at 5, and then a division rival won offensive and defensive rookie of the year. They top 3'd defensive rookie of the year. That's fun. That's cool. Just furthering my theory that the team you're using, your division rivals will always play better for some reason. But in the Super Bowl, I'm surprised it's not the Raiders. It is the Eagles taking down the Browns 24-13. I mean, in terms of pure roster talent, those might be the 2 most talented teams in the NFL currently, at least 2 of them. The Eagles were in the Super Bowl last year, obviously, but I don't know about the Browns making the Super Bowl. I don't know about all that. But now for re-signings. I'm honestly fine letting almost everyone here go. I do want Travis Kelce back though, but it's going to be really hard to get him back. We'll go very player friendly. We'll be fine with 4 years because this is probably going to be the last year anyways, but 4 years, 53.6 mil, and he doesn't re-sign. How much is a tag for a tight end? I mean, we could probably get him back for a lot cheaper in free agency, but I don't want to risk losing him, so we'll just tag him for 18 mil. That's fine. We have a ton of cap space anyways. And then Matt Judon, how about, I guess we'll have to do 3 years, 31 mil, and he doesn't re-sign either. Well, we'll just re-sign him in free agency. And then everybody else, we'll re-sign Lloyd Cushenberry. He's been good. 3 years, 16 mil, he re-signs. And I guess Blake Gillikin, sure, why not? And that's all we're gonna do here, so let's see what we can do in free agency. Okay, there are some good players here, thankfully. The problem is I don't see any good ones at some of our big positions of need, but there are a couple at a few of our positions of need, but they're not interested, so I don't see much that we're going to be able to do here, unfortunately. Jalen Ramsey, I rarely see him in free agency. Are we about to overpay the shit out of him? I mean, we might as well. This is going to be the last year of the rebuild. Let's see if we can get a really good offer in for him. This is expensive. Really? Actually, that's not, bruh. I offered him 5 years, 180 mil, and that still isn't enough to get a full bar offer. How about 5 years, 200 mil? We'll try that. That still doesn't look like enough. Okay, no, it is. Good lord. The things I gotta do, man. Players just do not want to join this team. I can't fully blame them, but I mean, we have a pretty good roster now. It's not that bad anymore. How much are we gonna have to overpay Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson to get him? We'll find out. Oh no, we can't. The Bucks are super interested. Damn. But here are the players we are gonna go for in the final year of this rebuild. Actually, one more. Let's also go for Teron Johnson, because I saw the Raiders are interested in him, so let's steal him from them. We also do need another corner, to be fair. So we are gonna go for Jalen Ramsey, Jordan Mailata, Teron Johnson, Grady Jarrett, Zadarius Smith, and Matt Judon. If this was like 2018, this would be like an all-pro team, maybe other than like Teron Johnson, and I guess I don't know if Jordan Mailata was amazing yet then, but like these are all older-ish players that were amazing at one point, but still should be really good. Also, Joel Bitonio retired, which kind of sucks, but I mean, that's why we had a ton of linemen on the team. I mean, I guess that's not exactly why. We had it for if one of them sucked last year, which they did. A couple did end up sucking, but at the midseason, they were holding up pretty well, so I don't know. It is what it is. But we do have the lead for all these players, so let's see if we can sign any of them. And a few of them do sign. Oh, shit. We don't get Jalen Ramsey. We get Jordan Mailata, we get Teron Johnson, and we get Zadarius Smith. But Jalen Ramsey goes to the Cardinals. Bruh, what do I gotta do? We were offering him like $40 million per year at age 31 as a corner. Bruh, that's like Daniel Jones money. All right, we're trading for a corner. We need one. I mean, we don't need one, but I want one. Oh God, I forgot how expensive old players are in this game. Not that this should go through, but like, bruh. Bro, I might have to do a Browns rebuild at some point, because what happens to this team? Like, they have negative 33 mil in cap. I mean, I know what happens. It's the Deshaun Watson contract, but that's fucked up. That's awful. They're probably gonna cut him in real life by this point, because I mean, he's like a basically healthy scratch at this point. I mean, not really, but he's been cleared in real life for a few weeks and he still isn't playing. So he's getting cut whenever they can, probably, unless he does turn it on eventually, which probably not. Even Kendall Fuller would cost us like a first-round pick. Yeah, I'm good on trading for a corner, apparently. Okay, I lied actually. We're gonna be trading Claxton, one of our linebacker. He's like our third guy. He doesn't really do much for us, and a fourth-round pick for Brian Branch. He's gonna be our, I guess, third corner. He was on the trade block for some reason. I don't really know why, but either we'll play him as a nickel corner or, God, we kind of built this corner group weird. We have two nickel corners now, but oh well. He does go down to an 82, but that's fine. So that definitely works out for us. We can just draft depth at linebacker. And I might work on one more trade in a second, but we still have some free agents to worry about. Grady Jarrett, we don't have the lead for anymore, and unless we can get a full 5-level offer, I don't think we're going to be able to get him. We might as well overpay the shit out of him, but that was our strat for Jalen Ramsey, and it didn't work anyways. But we will try to get him, and we might as well spend all of our money here. So who else do I want? Okay, I'm not sure. I want to save a little money for a potential trade, but we'll see if we can get Grady Jarrett, and we're also going to go for J.K. Dobbins, Juan Thornhill, and Nakobe Dean. We'll have to bump the offer up a little bit for Juan Thornhill. Just a depth safety. Actually, nah, we have a hidden dev safety. Probably star, I think he is, but we'll just roll with him. But these are the players we're going to go for. Let's see if we can sign them. So we get Grady Jarrett, and was that it? Yeah, I guess so. J.K. Dobbins goes to the Vikings. Fuck you too then. All right, well, Matt Judon, do you want to sign or not? Okay, he does sign, thankfully. So now let's work on one more trade. All right, well, this wasn't necessarily the player I had in mind, but we're going to have to take it. We're going to trade Felix Anudike Uzama because he's been kind of ass. I think Roy Reese was his name, just a backup guard, and then Jaron Christian to the Jags for Christian Kirk. That's not bad. I was wanting to go for a better receiver, but, you know, we'll take him, and he'll be our -- immediately, so that's pretty nice. But now, I think we're done in free agency, and let's get to the draft. But now in the draft, I don't think I'm going to take many picks here at all. Fuck is happening? It is lagging so bad. Like, my inputs are delayed by a second. It's weird. But, damn. Okay, there were some draftable QBs, but they are all unfortunately gone. There were like 3 that were projected to go undrafted that were like day 3 talents, but they're all gone. So now I have no idea what we're gonna do. There was one linebacker who looked okay. Ooh, and I scouted him and he does not look okay. Brian Strickland, awful pursuit, poor acceleration, not very good strength. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. How about Doug Miller? I don't know if he's good. Probably not because of the awareness and play rec, but he has good enough speed, good strength. This might be the only player I pick here. I might take a few more linebackers actually just so we have depth, but let's go with Doug Miller here. Normal dev, 68 agility. That's tough. Yeah, I'll take one more pick and then I'm simulating this out. Donovan Kellum had a decent combine and he has at least good awareness and possibly good play rec. He's also terrible in coverage and a terrible tackler, but sure, why not? He has good speed and good strength. That's cool. I'm done with drafting in the 7th round. Let's get to the end of the draft. Okay, well, literally nothing notable in the draft, so I'm not going to spend much time on this. Miller and Kellum were okay at a 69 and a 68, but the CPU did absolutely nothing. I don't know if there were any good players still available there. I mean, sometimes I feel like this is something that needs to be said. Sometimes there are good players that are projected to go undrafted, but if there are, a lot of the time they get taken early anyways. They get taken earlier than the 7th rounds. I've seen like projected undrafted players go in like 3rd round. I mean, that was in like a couple years ago's game, but I'm sure it happens in this one too. No, I know it has. I've wanted a player that was projected to go undrafted and it was like the 3rd round or something and they already got taken. So yeah, not a great group of players here. The CPU didn't get anyone better than a 67, it looks like. Well, no, it picked 168 corner. But maybe I should have kept picking because I got the two best players that we ended up getting. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter anyways because they're just all depth anyways. But let's get into year number 4, the rebuild, the final year, and hopefully we can be better this year. But here's a look at the team heading into the final year of the rebuild. Definitely not the best team I've ever had, not even close, but an 84 isn't bad considering the challenge that we're doing here. Basically almost a free agency only challenge other than, I guess, our QB, Hookland. So super quick, if you've made it all the way here, be sure to drop a like and subscribe because, I mean, clearly if you made it here, you're enjoying at least a little bit. But seriously though, I would appreciate both. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have. Maybe a spin-off of like a 0 overall rebuild. If I pick your comment, I'll of course give you a shout out and all that good stuff. But I'm excited to see how this team can do. I'm sure it'll underperform, so fair warning, but let's get to the end of year number 4 and we'll see how this team can do. Okay, well, here we are at the end of year number 4. And before I reveal how we did, let's go over the season stats. Chris Hookland was actually really good, surprisingly. So I don't know what the problem with this team was. I mean, y'all know why we're checking the stats first. He had 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. I mean, he was good. Austin Eckler was solid, 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 4 yards per carry, but that's not terrible. Christian Kirk was good, 1,200 yards, 900 yards for Kelsey and Donovan Peoples-Jones. The blocking, I benched Lloyd Cushenberry at the midseason for Trent Alexander, and it seems like that worked out pretty well. Alexander only allowed 5 sacks in almost 600 snaps, which isn't great from center, but it's a lot better than what Cushenberry was doing. And then Isaiah Simmons led the team with 121 tackles. Tackles for loss, we had a lot, led by 19 from Grady Jarrett, 18 from Zadarius Smith. And sacks, Matt Judon with 12.5 and Zadarius Smith with 9.5. Even though they're older players, both of them did really well. And interceptions, 4 for Holland, 3 for Simmons, 2 for Delpit, and 1 for a few players. I legitimately don't know what the problem with this team was. I'm not gonna lie. But MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Hookland at number 10, we'll take that. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald, someone I wanted on our team at one time. Matt Judon at 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Daniel Bowe for the Colts. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jared Stockton on the Titans. Doug Miller at 5, one of the linebackers we took. But if you couldn't tell already, in year number 4, we missed the playoffs going 8-9. Now hold on, let me defend my name here a little bit. What's our team overall? Are we actually an 85 or is it just showing an 85? Because we were an 85 at like the midseason. I would think we would develop since then, but maybe not. No, we are still an 85, unfortunately. But as an 85, we are not the best team in the NFL. The Ravens are an 87. There are a lot of 85 overalls though. The 49ers are an 87. The Falcons are an 86. But we're tied. The Bills are also an 86. We're tied for like the 5th-ish best team in the NFL, maybe like 6th. So we should have done a little better than we did, but either way, I tried my best, and we built a pretty good team, starting from literally nothing and having almost no resources other than 7th round picks. So I don't know. I don't think we did too bad. We did end up with a couple 7th round picks starting in Alexander and Hooklin, but this was mostly a free agency draft, as I kind of expected, or free agency rebuild, you know what I mean. But of course, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like. Unfortunate ending, but I thought this was fun either way. If I do this again though, we might do like only day 3 picks instead of 7th round picks, because this was hard. We got almost no value from the draft. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below, but I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.